Hello everyone, my name is Shambhavi. Hope you all are doing well. So basically remember that last video we had stopped on this particular question only, which I gave you as a task to solve this question at your own, whatever the left out things were there. I asked you to solve that onto your own. Right, so basically I hope that you have solved out the things, and now we'll be proceeding on with this particular question only to solve out the further things, right? So let me just okay, just let me first of all put down the title here of this question. Fine. So, what we'll be doing, we will be reading out this question once again and then proceeding on with the particular answer for this question. And even I would change out the color as well. Fine. So, it was given that the two types of medication for hives are being tested to determine if there is a difference in the proportions of adult patient reactions. 20 out of a random sample of 200 adults given medication A still had hives 30 minutes after taking the medication. Then 12 out of another random samples of 200 adults given medication B still had hives 30 minutes after taking the medication. Test out this particular thing at a 1% level of significance, right? So what we had done till now, I would give you a quick revision for that. We had taken, let A and B be the subscripts for the medication A and for the medication B. Then PA and PB are the desired population proportions, right? After that, we had seen regarding the H naught, that H naught is basically my null hypothesis, that is PA is equal to PB and PA minus PB is equal to 0, right? And what about the alternate hypothesis? So that was PA is not equal to PB and PA minus PB is not equal to 0. After that, we found out the pooled proportion, that is PC. So that was equal to XA plus XB upon NA plus NB, right? Now XA and XB were already given, that I was given first of all this 20 and this 12. So XA was my 20, XB was basically 12, and NA is basically 200 adults, and here as well I'm having 200 adults. So NA basically is my 200 and NB is as well 200, right? These were the things which we were already given. So I just put on those things here and just find it out this particular answer, that is 0.08, right? Now, okay, just one second, let me take out the highlighter from here. Yeah, we had found it out this answer, that is 0.08. After that, what we had, we needed to find out 1 minus PC. So in that case, 1 minus PC was 0.92. Then we applied out the next formula, that was for the P dash A minus P dash B. So these were the things which we had into it, is approximately equal to N. Here comes the 0. Then we were having 0.08, that is my PC. And 0.92, multiplication of both of these. So 0.92 was basically 1 minus PC value, right? And it was 1 upon NA plus 1 upon NB. So NA and NB values were 200. So we just put on those things. So we just found it that P dash A minus P dash B follows out an approximate normal distribution. And this was the P value which we had found it out. And I asked you to find out this P value onto your own, because we had already done out many of the things regarding the P values. So this was one of the things which is just repeated actually many a times, right? Fine. Now today let's proceed on with the things here. Now we were supposed to find out the estimated proportion for group A and for group B, right? So estimated proportion for group A, right? So first of all, we were supposed to find out the estimated proportion for the group A. So that was actually okay, not like this. It was P dash A is equal to XA upon X, sorry, X not, that is not XP. Just let me remove this out. And let me take out the pen from here. So that is XA upon NA. So XA value was 20, which we had find it out above. NA was 200, which we had even discovered out, and this is actually 0.1, right? Similar thing will be done to the PB as well, P dash P. So estimated proportion for group B, right? So estimated proportion for group B we are going to find out. So in that case, it would be P dash B is equal to It is xb upon nb, right? So xb value we had figured out that was 12 and nb was absolutely same, which was 200. So here it gives me the answer 0.06. Now, if we are supposed to make out the graph for this particular thing, so how we would be making that out? So let me just take out some line here. Let me take out first of all this color, and okay, I'll just click on okay, and here comes the line for making out the graph. As it is a normal distribution, so we'll be just making it in a very simpler way. Okay, right, and after this here, what I would just do, I would just take out some pen like this and just try to make out that curve here. So okay, just 1 second. So my curve would be going somewhat like this. Yes, it's not like that normal curve, but yeah, just let me give it a one more try for making out the normal curve actually. So we can just, okay, not here. So it is actually, yeah, it is somewhat like this, right? The normal distribution curve is somewhat like this. You can just make a little bit more accurate and good from like me actually, because I'm having this only pen here this side. Okay, so it is somewhat how that normal distribution curve looks like. Right now we'll be figuring out some things into this. We'll be just putting out some things inside this particular graph. So here this one, fine. This point I would be marking as minus 0.04. Okay, and this point I'll be marking as 0.04, and in between somewhere it is actually 0, right? That is absolutely okay. So what is this particular portion which I had marked out? Half the this is half the p value. So p value we had already figured above. Let me show you where we had found it out. So yeah, this was my p value, right? So it is half the p value. So half the p value. So when you are just going to calculate this out, so you will be getting out the answer as 0.07 somewhat 02. Okay, this would be somewhat answer which will be coming. And here it is basically p dash a minus p dash b. Okay, now this at this particular place as well, it is 1 by 2 multiplied by p value. So p value, and it will absolutely be again same 0.0702, right? Value would be remaining same. Okay, and let me just come down. Okay, first of all, let me highlight out the both side portions which we had actually like are having out here. So it would be somewhat highlighted like this, these portions, and just 1 second, let me take out some another thing from here and let me highlight that out. So yeah, it would be somewhat like this only, fine. And same thing here as well, it would be somewhat like this, right? Like portions would be highlighted at this particular place. Now if I talk about the null hypothesis, okay, if I talk about from h naught, if we talk about h naught, so that would be pa minus pb is equal to 0, right? So now in and if we just do out the p dash a minus p dash b, so what was the p dash a? That was 0.1 actually, and that was 0.06 p dash b. So it is around 0.04. The value is around 0.04, right? Let me come down. So when I just wrote 0.04, so it is that particular same only which I had just find it out here. Okay, so let me just come down. Yes, this 0.04. So when I talk about, so I could just write that half the p value is below minus 0.04, and half is above 0.04, right? Now if we compare out the alpha and the p value, so I would just write compare alpha and the p value. So what is alpha? Alpha was basically given to me in the question that I need to take the 1% significance. So that is 0.01. Okay, 1% significance. And my p value which was really founded out, that was 0.1404, not that 0.72, not that one. Okay, so from here we could just figure out that alpha is less than p value. Okay, So whenever this is the case that alpha is the p-value, so we can make out a decision here that since alpha is less than p-value, so do not reject H naught. So whenever this is the case that alpha is less than p naught, so in that case we just try to do not reject out the H naught. So what I could conclude that at a 1% level of significance from the data which we were having, there is not sufficient evidence to conclude that here is a difference in the proportion of adult patients who did not react after 30 minutes to medication A and the medication B. Right, according basically whatever the like data we were given, so at a 1% level of significance from the sample data which we were given, there is not sufficient evidence to conclude that there is a difference in the proportion of adult patients who did not react after 30 minutes to medication A and the medication B. Right, so hope you just got out this particular question, and I hope that if you had solved out this question, so you have solved that particular question absolutely correct, because there is no such difficult thing which I had left out for you to solve out. Only I just even in the previous video as well I mentioned that what you need to do. First thing which you needed to do is finding out the estimated proportion for group A. Second was finding out the estimated proportion for group B. Then you were supposed to basically supposed to make out this normal distribution graph, and after that p dash a minus p dash b was calculated. According to that only we just put on the things here, and at last you just made out your conclusion that when this is the condition that the value for alpha, okay, when this is the condition that the value for alpha is actually less than p naught, okay, so then in that case we can say that we would not reject H naught. So when we would not reject H naught, so in that case we just cannot conclude anything. We could simply say that there is no sufficient evidence to conclude that there is a difference in the proportion of the adult patients who did not reacted after 30 minutes after the medication A and the medication B. Right, so hope you just got the idea regarding that how to solve out these types of questions. If you just get out some question like this, how to make out the hypothesis, how to compare the values, how to find out the values. Right, so this is all for this video. Till then, thank you and take care.